Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here in the lovely world of raccoons with me, Vanillaraccoon. Heyo! And I just want to take this moment to thank you all ever so much for your strong support on this series. It truly means a lot to me, and don't forget, if you enjoyed this episode, then leave a like. But with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at our to-do list for this episode. With the help of our little book and quill that is in the 9th slot, let's just go ahead and open it up. So we are going to be picking a spot to build Darcy Farms, get our build on, and then towards the end of this episode I'm going to make a special announcement. So, there we go. So peeps, don't forget to stick around until then for this special announcement. But yes, we're going to be creating something called Darcy Farms. Now, okay, let's go ahead and re-enter theater mode for this little explanation. Every once in a while, there comes a subscriber that shows a tremendous amount of support, whether it be for their favorite series or a few series, or even for the channel in general. But lately, there's been this one person named Darcy who has not only showed a tremendous amount of support for the second season for World of Raccoons, but this person even went and binge watched every single episode from season 1. And if you can't take my word for that, well, I'll just say this right here and now. She at least commented on quite a lot of videos, I'm gonna say. Too many for me to remember off the top of my head. So I thought, as a kind gesture and as a way to show my gratitude for that amount of support, I would go ahead and build something and name it after her. So Darcy Farms is going to be a semi-free roaming pasture for our moo-moos to graze within. And right now, at least, they're all cooped up within this little claustrophobic like pen area, and I at least think they deserve better. So let me go ahead and do the first thing on our to-do list, which is to pick a spot to build Darcy Farms, and then I'll begin the layout and outline for it and probably build a pathway leading up to it, and I'll see you guys when we're ready to get our build on. Well peeps, the outline for Darcy Farms has been established, and also the pathway leading up to it has been laid down. Well, at least the rough draft of the pathway has been laid down. You know what we're going to do here. We're going to replace the various textured stone blocks with cobblestone and gravel, but you've seen me do that enough times already. So what I'm thinking of doing, alright, is let's just go ahead and should we pillar up a little more? I think we should. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, counting with vanilla. So I think this is a fairly decent size plot to work within, I'm going to say, and the reason why is because, well, the moo-moos have begun to grow in size. And considering, if you can tell already, we have a few baby moo-moos just wandering around that little claustrophobic area, I think they're going to need as much room as they can. And I don't know if you guys have ever encountered a cow IRL, but back at my high school we had cows, and they can get pretty big and they can take up a substantial amount of space, and you'd be surprised at how so. So this is going to be, at least for starters, this is going to be the size of the plot that we're going to work with. Now, let's just go ahead and take our iron shovel and remove the soil blocks so then we can get them back in the event that we need to do some more scaffolding with them. And as you can tell, at least the wall is only 1 block in height. Now, I plan on placing down a mixture of slabs and stairs, so that way then we don't have to worry about any escapees if they were to actually escape their little open area that we're going to be building for them. But then also what I thought I would do is make the width of the wall in a total of 3. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and come up with an interesting little design to implement on both sides to sort of act as a barrier. Not that this is already acting as a barrier in itself, but just to show a little more reinforcement that there's no way that our moo-moos are going to be able to escape. It's sort of imagine like you have a barbed wire fence, like you have the fence already and you have the fence post acting as your barrier, but then you have pieces of barbed wire just sticking at the tops of it, so that way then nothing can climb over it or beneath it. So I think with that all being said, at least I'm going to go ahead and, oh, it's actually getting to be dusk. So I'm going to go ahead and lay my head to rest, make it the day, and then I'll bring it back and we're going to get our build on camera. It's time to get our build on, peeps. So we're going to go ahead and begin by removing the outer sections of these walls right here. We're just going to place down some stone bricks and let's go ahead and throw them in our offhand. Now right here, considering the fact that we have two, I think what I'll do is I'll remove the one that is closest to the single stone block in the middle, and then from here we can continue the pattern that is going to go something like this. And I'm only going to go as far up to here. I'm going to try and do most of the building on camera so you guys can see what it is that I'm doing, but I'm not going to do all of it. I'll spare you guys that much torment. So at this point now, what I would like to see is some type of a inverted arch going along the wall here. So why don't we actually, we could either place down some one more stone brick, and then on top of that we can place down a stone brick stair, and then we'll begin to mix things up with the cobblestone stair right there. And then what we could even do is try and replicate this design on each new segment of the wall that we have going along here. But in the event that the stairs would make our slope a little steep, we could just go ahead and use some slabs just to sort of get the same idea going. Let's take a step back and see if we like this. Not entirely sure if I like it, but I think it's because we have the one cobblestone slab right there. There we go. This slope looks a little more steady than a sudden swoop upwards type of thing. So now what I'm going to do right here is on top of this stone brick is I'll just go ahead and place a single cobblestone slab, and then we can leave it at that. And then when it comes to working our way over here, we'll just go ahead and place a single slab right there. And then we'll begin to mix things up. Oops, that is not a slab. That is a whole block. Let's go ahead and take that back for a moment. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and continue this pattern going along this side right here. So I don't want to try and get in the habit of fixating on the idea of, okay, we placed down a stone brick there, so over there it needs to be a cobblestone. I just want to go ahead and place these down as I see fit. But let's go ahead and grab some cobblestone and throw them on the bar. So right here, ironically, as I say, I don't want to fixate on what I placed over there and place the opposite over here. I just did that. Let's go ahead now and just spice things up a little more by doing something like that. And then right here, we'll go ahead and place down, well actually no, this is where it goes down by one block level. So I think what I'm going to have to do is actually, just to show that it's fairly strong right here, the little hillside right here has no effect on the wall whatsoever. It's still strong and holding steady. So why don't we try and mix things up by placing down a single cobblestone slab right there. And then right here we can go ahead and place a stone brick stair. Now let's take a step back and look at it from various perspectives. Not entirely sure if I like how that looks, so I think I'm going to remove the stair and then place the slab right there, although that is looking a little steep for a incline. So let's go ahead and just place down a cobblestone slab. I think I might as well just stick to having the stairs here, and right on top we're going to have a cobblestone stair. And then just to show that the foundation of the wall is fairly strong, we're going to do something like this. Right. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to continue to lay down a pattern similar to this all around the remaining parts of the barrier, the wall, whatever you want to call this, and I'll see you guys in a moment. As if the previous segment was not enough building on camera for you all, I'm going to go ahead and bring it back before I finish up establishing this wall. And I'm going to do my best to remember to call this a wall and not a barrier, border, whatever the case may be. So as you can tell, the design for the wall is a little more interesting in terms of the slopes that it has compared to what we did on camera over there. And part of me is tempted to go back once I'm done finishing up this side of the wall and redoing the pattern over there for the slopes. But I'm going to go ahead and just show you what my mindset has been for the past few minutes now. Now, what I'm going to do right here is, oh, this is actually going to be a little interesting to bring it back and do some work on camera. Okay, so I think I'm going to try and leave one block space open right here. However, what I'm going to do, actually no, I'm going to start off right where this single stone block is at, because I want this to show that it is fairly sturdy and strong. Just because we have a small hillside right here doesn't mean the wall is going to begin to crumble down. So then on top of this stone brick right here, I'm going to place a single cobblestone slab, and then just for the sake of it, I'll go ahead and place a single cobblestone block right there. Now we have a gradual drop right here, but I'm going to leave it as it is. That's okay where it's at right now. That's okay. If anything, if it really does bother me, I can come back to it later on. So moving on right here, I'm going to continue to have an open block space right here, but we're going to begin to build up the slope right here. And I'm going to begin by placing down various cobblestone pieces, but then right here I think I'm going to go ahead and have it continue to go upwards. Voice crack if anyone caught that. Shout out to Jerm then. I was watching one of his videos earlier and he had a voice crack, and I think it's contagious now. So then right here I'm going to begin to bring it down, but I don't think I like this sudden drop as it sort of curves quickly right there. And then right here I suppose we can have a block space, an empty block space, and then right here we'll go ahead and place down a single cobblestone, and then right here we'll have a single stone brick. Let's go ahead and clear up the bar now so we don't accidentally place anything down that we don't want to. We're going to re-enter theater mode, and we're just going to begin to walk around and take a look at what we've done. And for the most part, I tried to keep Kiss in mind. And for those of you who don't know, Kiss, no, is not something that is like a form of affection here. I'm referring to the Keep It Simply Stupid acronym, I think it is. But I like how this looks overall, so you know what, I think I'm going to do just that, and I'm going to redo the pattern for this side of the wall, and I'll bring it back when we're ready to move inside the pasture. So I went ahead and just applied a little more detail to the wall, and as you can tell, we have dark oak logs, and then sat on top of them we have cobblestone walls, and then in between those dark oak logs we have some dark oak fence posts, and then in the center I tried to place down torches. And then let's go ahead and take a step inside. Now I went ahead and already recorded this, but for some reason my audio for the microphone did not come through all the way, so yeah, that happens when you're recording. But simply what I did was, if you take a look at the grass blocks, you can note that there is a light shade of a grass block, and then there are dark shades for the grass block. And so where the dark shades are at is where I went ahead and placed down my dark oak leaves. Suiting, I guess you could say. Dark oak leaves went where the dark shade of grass is at. So what I'm going to do now is I'm simply going to create some light sources, but I'm going to do my best to place them. I would like to say I would like to center them right here, something like this, where there's an open area, and then we can go ahead and do something like that. And then also what I would like to do within this area to give it a little more life to it is begin to plant various crops. I'm thinking of placing wheat and carrots, only because when they're fully mature and you look at the green parts of it, I'm not entirely sure what it's called, the stem, I don't know, but if you look at them and you see that they come up to our waist, whereas other crops, they only come up to our knees, and that's not really tall. To me, that doesn't show a lot of life. So what I'm going to do now before we begin to move the herd is I actually want to continue to plant a few more trees. Well, actually no, we're not going to plant trees, we're just going to go ahead and create some custom trees, but we're not going to go over the top with them. Instead, we're just going to go ahead and plant them. Let's go ahead and actually dig down a total of 1, 2. Yes. So that way then we can say that this has a strong root system going on. So that's 3, 4, 5, and then 6. And then we're going to go 1, and then actually do something like this. Place it around on all 4 sides of the bark, and then we're going to bring it up by 1 more, and then we're going to drop down and bring it down by 2 more. So then we have something that looks like this, and there you go. Now I think that 1 extra leaf block right there is a little too tall, and I do have shears on me. Okay, so I want to take this time to make that special announcement for you all, because I think we're getting close to the 12-15 minute marker for this episode. I do my best to try and keep my Let's Plays between 12 and 15 minutes, maybe 17, depending on how much work is getting done, because even for me, I can't sit down and watch a 20-minute plus long Let's Play. So the special announcement is that I now have my own official Discord server, and there's going to be a link to it in the description section of this video and every other video that I upload to the channel. Now, I forgot to go ahead and place down the roots for this. Now, what this means is if you want to go ahead and chat it up with other members within our community, that is the World of Raccoons, then you can go ahead and do so. But you can also chat it up with yours truly, and this is going to be my go-to place when I need help with a video, whether it be a Minecraft video or even a Halo or Titanfall video. But also in the event that anyone who tunes in to my Twitch live streams when I'm playing either Halo or Titanfall, I'm going to go to Discord first and say, hey, about to do a live stream. If anyone who has these games would like to join me, then feel free to jump into my game lobby before I go live, so then you guys can be a part of the stream as well. But also, in the event that, say for Minecraft, you have a cool project that you're working on and you want to share it with some online peeps or even yours truly, then you can go ahead and do so by taking screenshots or making brief little video clips, and then the same thing for any funny and interesting moments in any other video games. But I think for now at least that is going to do it for the inside part of Darcy's farm. So let me go ahead and round up the herd, and I'll bring it back when we're ready to end this episode. Somebody ought to ring up Grandma and ask her, where's the beef? Well, if we change our perspective by 180 degrees, there's the beef. And as I said at the beginning of this episode, this is going to be a semi-free roaming pasture for the moo-moos to graze. And well, we have a few moo-moos that are already exploiting that semi-free part of this project. But nevertheless, Darcy Farms is completed. And I just want to say again, thank you ever so much, Darcy, for your tremendous support on this series. And for those of you who are watching this and wondering how you can get a project or a build dedicated to you, well, all you have to do is not only like the video and share it with your peeps who may enjoy getting their build on in Minecraft, but also feel free to interact in the comments down below, so that way then I know you're watching and paying attention and all that fun jazz. But that's going to do it for this episode, and before we go ahead and drop our outro, once again, in the description section of this video and all other videos that will be uploaded to this channel, there is a link that you can click on that will take you to my Discord server, where other members within our community will interact with you, and also yours truly will interact with you. And also, if I need any help with a video or would like to have some company during a live stream, then I'll go ahead and post in the announcements chat room saying, hey, about to go live. Would you like to join me? If so, join my in-game lobby now, or just in the designated chat room, I'll say, hey, I'm working on this video, need some help, anyone have ideas, or I could use a little inspiration, you know, show me what you're working on in Minecraft or whatever you're building with your fellow server mates if you're playing on a server. But with that all being said, now thank you all ever so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, then leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, then I invite you to check out the rest of it. But don't forget to turn on notifications when subscribing. That way you will then be notified when future Minecraft and other gameplay content is uploaded by yours truly, Vanillaraccoon. But I'd like to wish you all a happy day, and peace out.